Money laundering exposed. The hidden network connecting banks, crime, and government. Behind every cartel, behind every criminal empire, there's a bank making it all possible. This isn't conspiracy. It's documented fact. The revelation. Imagine banking giants knowingly washing billions in drug cartel money and walking away with just a slap on the wrist. This isn't speculation. It's happening right now. In 2024, TD Bank was caught red-handed laundering $670 million of drug money while their executives watched it unfold. Here's what should shock you. While the bank paid a record $3 billion fine, only 2 low-level employees ever faced criminal charges. The executives who orchestrated the scheme. They walked away clean. This isn't just one corrupt bank. This is happening everywhere, with an estimated 2 to 5% of global GDP. That's between $2.2 and $5.5 trillion, moving through the financial system annually as dirty money. But the question nobody's asking, after all we have learned in the last 20 to 40 years, why are the ones facilitating this? Escape meaningful accountability. Because behind closed doors, governments pick and choose who pays the price. Some nations force prime ministers to resign when caught in offshore scandals, while others simply rewrite laws to legitimize the cash flow. This selective enforcement reveals exactly who holds the real power in our global economy. The evidence. Let's break down 3 of the most outrageous money laundering schemes ever uncovered. First, the Panama Papers scandal of 2016, when an anonymous whistleblower leaked 11 million documents from law firm Mossack Fonseca. These papers exposed the shadow financial system used by the ultra-wealthy to hide their money from taxes and scrutiny. Iceland's Prime Minister Sigmundur David Gunnlaugsson was forced to resign when it was revealed he secretly owned 50% of a company called Wintris Inc., while publicly claiming to have no offshore interests. The bombshell triggered massive protests in Iceland's streets. Citizens demanded accountability, and got it. But what happened when Americans were implicated in the same documents? Almost nothing. The Justice Department merely stated they were reviewing the reports, while refusing to comment further. 2 identical crimes, 2 radically different responses. But it gets worse. In what became Europe's largest money laundering scandal, Danske Bank's Estonian branch processed a staggering $228 billion in suspicious transactions between 2007 and 2015. That's more money than the entire GDP of Portugal flowing through a single bank branch. Bank executives deliberately disabled automatic money laundering alerts and replaced them with manual reviews they knew would never be performed. And if that doesn't surprise you, consider HSBC, one of the world's largest banks. In 2012, they were caught laundering hundreds of millions for Mexican and Colombian drug cartels. The criminals literally designed custom cash boxes that perfectly fit HSBC's deposit slots to move drug money through the system undetected. Their punishment? A $1.9 billion fine, approximately 5 weeks of profit. Not a single high-level executive served a day in prison. Are you starting to see the pattern? The mechanisms. To truly understand how these operations work, you need to know the 3 primary techniques that make global money laundering possible. First, structuring, where cartels break massive amounts into smaller deposits just under $10,000 to avoid triggering automatic reporting requirements. This technique allowed TD Bank's clients to funnel hundreds of millions through regular consumer banking channels without raising flags. Second, shell companies. The Panama Papers exposed 214,000 offshore entities designed solely to hide ownership. When criminals need to make dirty money look clean, they create businesses that exist only on paper but move very real cash. These paper entities form complex ownership webs that intentionally obscure who controls the money. Third, the layering technique. Drug money gets bounced through multiple accounts, countries, and currencies until it becomes virtually impossible to trace. Danske Bank processed $228 billion by deliberately weakening their detection systems, allowing criminals to create impenetrable layers of transactions. But today's criminals have new tools: digital wallets, anonymous cryptocurrencies, and decentralized exchanges that operate outside traditional banking oversight. As money becomes increasingly digital, how are authorities adapting? The detection. The answer lies in patterns. Every financial transaction, even crypto, leaves digital fingerprints. With the right tools, these patterns become visible. When cryptocurrency follows the smurfing pattern, large amounts broken into precise smaller transactions that quickly consolidate in new wallets. Algorithms flag this immediately. One major drug network was exposed when they converted cash to Bitcoin using exactly $9,900 of purchases through 24 different exchange accounts, with all funds ultimately reaching 3 wallets within 72 hours. The corruption connection makes this possible. In the Danske Bank scandal, executives didn't just miss the warning signs, they deliberately buried them. When employees raised concerns about suspicious Russian transactions, management created a separate branch-not-book system to hide these clients from headquarters oversight. But here's what criminals don't understand about blockchain. It creates a permanent, unchangeable record of every transaction. When Dutch authorities seized the Alphabet dark web marketplace in 2023, they obtained transaction records stretching back years. Using graph analysis and clustering algorithms, they identified 340 previously unknown drug operations by analyzing transaction timing, amounts, and network connections. Remember this? Just as ships leave wakes in water, money leaves trails in data, and these trails always lead back to the source. The solution. So how are authorities winning this financial cat-and-mouse game? Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing detection. Machine learning systems now analyze millions of transactions in real time, identifying subtle patterns human analysts would miss. TD Bank's operation was finally exposed when AI flagged unusual transaction velocities, the speed at which money moved through accounts, revealing seemingly unrelated businesses that shared common owners. Network analysis is exposing hidden connections that traditional monitoring misses. Instead of following individual transactions, investigators map relationship networks between accounts, businesses, and people. This approach uncovered how HSBC's cartel clients connected to legitimate businesses through family members and associates, relationships that traditional monitoring completely missed. Finally, public-private partnerships are closing the gaps criminals exploit. Financial intelligence units like the Egmont Group now unite 177 countries in secure information sharing. This collaboration led to Operation Trojan Shield, where over 800 criminals were arrested across 16 countries after financial data revealed their operations. When you understand money flows, you understand criminal networks. The protection. So what can you do to protect yourself in a system where money laundering is endemic? First, understand that these financial crimes impact everyone, raising costs, increasing corruption, and undermining legitimate business. Second, recognize the warning signs in your own financial dealings. when institutions resist transparency or pressure you to structure transactions in unusual ways, those are red flags. That was it for this episode. Hope you liked the content. Hit subscribe, tap that notification bell, and leave a comment below telling us which financial crime case you want us to break down next. Because remember, in the world of financial crime, what you don't know can hurt you. Stay safe, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next video.